What's up? Welcome to the weekend, and what a weekend it is. I mean, depending on where you are. All right, let's straight to the watches and warnings. Let's see what's going on this morning. Oh, it's 10 o'clock, just a little after that here in western Iowa on a Saturday, August 24th. And we do have a big swath right through the middle of the country. Heat advisories, excessive heat watches, excessive heat warnings. So be warned, some of this heat will be excessive, especially along the Red River, there, Texas, Wichita Falls, you're included, into Oklahoma, through Oklahoma City, up through Tulsa, Norman, Stillwater, all those places. And then the watch, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, western Iowa, where I live, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, and excessive heat watch up there in Minnesota as well. And some fog way up there for the icebox of the nation, International Falls, and other places of northern Minnesota. All right, across the central northern Rockies, I guess Wyoming would be the northern Rockies, I suppose, into Montana and out into the plains too. Red flag warning. So some winds here also for Utah and Nevada. And some of that would include even wind advisories for parts of Utah and northern Arizona. And then what's that funny color there? That's a high wind warning for Utah, west of Salt Lake City. Watch out there. And even some flooding concerns for northern California and along the coast of Georgia. Your weather spotlight, would be the Omaha National Weather Service, which is the weather service that does the forecast for me here in Harlan, Iowa. So if you see Denison on this map, we're in the county south of that, Shelby County, and we have a heat advisory tomorrow, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, south of me, the heat advisory includes Omaha, starts this afternoon through tomorrow evening. So it's going to be hot. Temperatures approaching, well, mid 90s to 100, depending on where you are. Heat indices 105 today, 111 tomorrow on the high side. So know where the nearest location available to you with AC. So that's a good idea. Stay hydrated too, of course. All right. Here's the surface map for today. We do see that critical weather, fire weather possible with the wind in Wyoming and Utah. So be careful there with any sparks or flame. It's raining in Washington and it's mixed with snow in the Cascades. Scattered showers, Oregon, California, Nevada, Idaho, mixed with snow in parts of Idaho and California. It's getting to be that time of year. All right, monsoon still on, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, a little bit of Utah there, up into Wyoming and western Nebraska. The Midwest with some scattered showers, and then also along the southeast. Our severe potential today, right around Colorado and western Nebraska, northern New Mexico, a little bit of Arizona as well. And it's just a marginal risk, but we could see a few severe storms here. Also Oklahoma, also Missouri. The light green is your garden variety thunderstorm, so it could happen. Slight chance here in Iowa, so even though we're painted in green, it's not a big chance of rain. Highs today pretty high. You're getting, I don't know if you get used to it, West Texas, but 104 Amarillo, 102 Lubbock, 103 Roswell, 104 Midland, and not as hot for Dallas, 100, but humidity. And then up into Kansas even, we see some 104s there. And then 90s as you get into Nebraska, including Omaha, and then 80s for much of Iowa, approaching 90. And then back to the 90s for the western half of South Dakota and North Dakota. So hot through the center of the country, warming up as you get into the Midwest and a little bit warmer east. And then temperatures 80s, Carolinas 90s, southeast. And then for the west is the best right here. As far as temperatures go, a little cooler, but it is still summer. Surface for tomorrow. That rain mixed with snow, the mixture, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and the higher elevations here. Otherwise, scattered showers through the Four Corners and through the Rockies, a little bit into the plains. Severe storms, the Dakotas into Minnesota, and we do see some scattered showers southeast, parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes and Northeast. Lows tomorrow morning to start the day. Refreshingly cool in Western Oregon in the 50s. Same with Washington. Eastern Washington too, some 40s to near 50. 38 in Baker, Oregon, in Eastern Oregon. There's a 30 in the center of Nevada as well. So dry air and cool air. So to start the day in the west. The heat is on for the center of the country, and these are starting the day 70s to near 80 right through the center of the country. And then refreshingly cool again as you head to the East Coast and especially as you head north. Highs tomorrow, that heat still concentrated Texas, Oklahoma into Kansas, but getting into the 90s for more of Iowa with increased humidities too. So the heat indices going up. As you get into the Midwest, still hot in the Dakotas, 90s here, into eastern Montana. A little warmer for the Midwest. How about 90 for Columbus, Ohio? Charleston, West Virginia, I believe that is, 92. And then you get further into New England, temperatures in the 80s, so on the warm side still. 90s for the southeast, still 103 for Phoenix, so it's still, summer hangs on there a long time. And not as cool for the western part of the country, but still this is the coolest weather here. It would be the west. Where's our rain for the next 48 hours? Well, I'm glad you asked. Southwestern Colorado, Durango. That's the heaviest rainfall. But also parts of Minnesota, also parts of Illinois and Missouri, also parts of Northern California in the Sierra Nevada, also northwestern Washington. So we're looking at 1.5 inches, 2 inches, maybe a little bit more in these areas. And a lot of rain off the coast of the southeast, but not so much on land, except way down southern Florida, maybe a couple inches of rain there. Surface for Monday as we start the work week, severe weather, South Dakota, Minnesota, northern Iowa into Wisconsin with the cold front approaching. It's one more hot day here in Iowa, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, ahead of this front. Along and behind the front, scattered showers. And then also for the northern plains, steady rain for Washington up into British Columbia, and scattered showers along the Gulf Coast and also up in the Northeast. We'll take a quick look at our computer model. This is the European model. We'll start about now. So this is about 10 a.m. this morning. And as we go through time, well, before we start, we can see there's some showers here in Missouri and Arkansas, some rain in Northern California, and also up here in Washington. And yeah, a little bit of mixture precipitation for the Northern Cascades in Washington State. As we go through the rest of the day, we do see showers lightening up, Francis, for the Northwest, and really pretty quiet as we get into late afternoon. We should see some showers and storms in the Four Corners, but I really don't see any on the European until we get to, this would be tomorrow. Say tomorrow late morning, I'm starting to see those showers and storms, Four Corners area, light rain around the Gulf Coast. And we do see some popcorn storms, Four Corners, some pretty good rains coming out of North Dakota into Minnesota. Again, this is our severe area tomorrow. Moving into Michigan, and some scattered showers and storms here for Wyoming into South Dakota, moving into Nebraska. As we get into Monday. So this is Monday evening. And some rain approaching Washington up there in British Columbia. We see our showers and storms. Remember, this is our heavy rain for Monday. The Dakotas, Minnesota, northern Iowa, and that's where we're seeing this heavy rain here approaching Monday night at midnight right here. And then as we go through time, those showers move into Wisconsin, and then into Michigan, lingering back here in Minnesota and Wisconsin. And let's see, we're almost to the end of our loop here. Some showers continuing Tuesday morning into Wisconsin. And then as we get into Tuesday, more pronounced rains for the Four Corners with monsoon. All right, let's take a look into the future. Temperatures for the next 6 to 10 days. So this is Tuesday the 27th through Saturday the 31st. And the cool spot would be up there in the Pacific Northwest, bullseye, northwestern Montana, but pretty good averages, below average. Let me do that again. Pretty good probabilities of below average temperatures all the way down into Wyoming and all the way up into Washington State, parts of Oregon, even Salt Lake City. And then we see the reds. And so our high temperatures really getting warm this weekend for the middle part of the country, now moving further to the east into the Midwest. But much of the country with a good chance of above average temperatures. Precipitation-wise, Four Corners, the big winner here, up into the northern plains and northern Midwest. Also southern Florida, southern Texas, dry. Centered around St. Louis, Memphis, Little Rock, Lexington, Bowling Green, Nashville, Springfield, Illinois, not quite to Indianapolis, but even there, a chance of below average precipitation. Let's go way into the future. So let's take a look at Labor Day weekend because we do have some big changes coming by then. This is our anomaly map. So temperatures above or below average. And so we talked about this a couple days ago. And yes, that cooler air is moving to the eastern 2/3 of the country, warming up in the west. And so this is the 1st of September, so Sunday the 1st. And these are temperatures just before sunset, so pretty close to highs. We're going to be 17 degrees below average Amarillo, 11 below average for Roswell, New Mexico, even 21 below average. I believe that's Colorado Springs. And so temperatures here, 10 to 20, even more below average. And then also up into the Midwest, right? 10 degrees below average for Des Moines, up into Minnesota, so 10 to 15 degrees below average, and then slightly below average for the East Coast. And then that cool air settles even a little further south. So Lubbock, you're 1 degree below average, big deal on Sunday the 1st. But Monday, Labor Day, 9 degrees below average, 10 degrees below average, Midland, Odessa. So very pleasant indeed, especially because of what you've been suffering through. And even Kansas with low 100s today and tomorrow. 25 degrees below average, eastern Colorado into Kansas and parts of Nebraska. So things are looking up for places that have been hot if you're looking for the cool stuff just in time to start Septiembre. All right, that's a look at your forecast through the weekend and beyond. I do appreciate you tuning in. How about a like? How about a subscribe? I mean, why not? All right, it's free to you and it encourages me. Have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise here on the Weather Mic.